Hello, everybody. What's going on? Name is Joseph. I'm going to be your low budget host of the day, and I've got an interesting story for this week. It's a story that's been developing for several years now. So just remember to like, share, subscribe to this channel, and as always, thank you for watching. Now, let's get into this topic. So the topic of today is going to be the rising rates of obesity in our country, and I think the best place to start is what is one of the reasons why it's starting to tick upwards again. I would blame a movement called body positivity. So my first article I want to look at today is talking about Akrombe. Now, Akrombe is, I think they're a plus size um clothing line, so makes sense they're going to have plus size models. But anyway, a Crombie image sparks tweet storm over normalizing obesity. And according to this article from the New York Post, a consumer generated image of a plus size woman posted to a Crombie and Fitch's social media account ignited a debate on whether the retail company was normalizing obesity and unhealthy eating habits in the name of body diversity and inclusion. The image was initially posted last week on the company's official Instagram account and went viral over the weekend, with Twitter commenters offering overwhelmingly negative reactions. Now, this is surprising to me because Twitter's known for having a very left-leaning viewer base, so it's decently surprising to me. Although I do agree with the people who are criticizing this model, do not believe that the uh, I do not believe that this movement should really be a thing, if we're gonna be honest. But anyway, let's continue. Uh, so some of the commenters said stuff like, "New Crombie and Fitch ad just dropped this season. They are featuring diabetes and heart attacks." Not exactly a nice thing to say, but I mean it's not wrong. She has a pretty face. Too bad society told her not only was it healthy to look like this, but it also was brave and empowering, wrote another Twitter user. Again, probably not the nicest thing to say, but at this point, niceties have been pretty much thrown out the window because body positivity has been thrown on our faces for several years now. Now, what exactly is body positivity? A nice short definition of it would be uh, basically feeling good about your body no matter what size you are. The other term for it would be healthy at every size. If you've heard that term before, that belongs to the body positivity movement, and it's just not true. It's very anti-science in a lot of ways, but anyways, the next article I want to look at, just to kind of show you how far this is going. This next one's from Forbes. It is talking about, is Netflix poised to usher in a new era of body positivity into Hollywood? Uh, my guess would be no, but let's see what Forbes has to say. Over the last 2 decades, Hollywood has held on to movies like Hairspray, Tall Girl, Precious, Dumplin', and Last Holiday. Uh, I have no. The only one of those I have heard of is Hairspray, and I don't think that movie has been relevant for well over 40 years at this point. But anyways, some let's continue. Still, these movies are few and far between. The careers of actresses like Gabori Sidibe, who delivered a show-stopping performance in the movie Precious, and Rebel Wilson, who stole our hearts through her performance in Pitch Perfect and Bridesmaids, typify Hollywood's addiction to one dominant body type. Um, Rebel Wilson actually is trying to get her life back together, trying to get her life back in order again. Um, she actually has been trying to lose weight, which she got a lot of flack for a couple of years ago. But um, yeah, so I don't know why they mentioned her in this article. Anyways, while Sidibe's role in Precious earned her an Oscar nomination and a lot of work in television, she has struggled to find roles in film that are not stereotyped to her body type. Rebel Wilson has also publicly admitted to being denied romantic heroine roles because of her size. Uh, so basically, the rest of this article, what it's talking about is that Hollywood may be changing its attitude a little bit to probably um, invite more large actresses into their into their movies, but to be honest, a lot of people really don't want to see that, and I personally don't. But then again, body positivity doesn't actually apply to guys. It pretty much solely applies to ladies at this point. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, so what is the effect of all this? Like what? Why am I even talking about all this? Well, because there has been an uptick of obesity in young kids. So let's get into these articles. This first article is a local news source for me, Mid Plains, or Mid Plains, sorry. MyHighPlains.com writes, childhood obesity on the rise, showing disparities in minority youth. Uh, Go away. Amarillo, Texas. Obesity in American children and adolescents is increasing, according to a new report from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Research shows nearly 15 million children and adolescents are affected. That is crazy. The numbers are alarming, but health leaders said the issue is more serious than just outward image. So here's a quote. Although weight is classically considered a cosmetic thing in the past 10 to 15 years, the medical society has turned to view this as a true disease process that affects your health, said Drew Payne, an internist at the Texas Tech Physicians. CDC research shows obesity is prevalent among 20.6% of children ages 6 to 11 and 21.7% among 12 to 19-year-olds. Among minorities, the stats are even higher 26.7% Hispanic children, 24.8% of black children, and 16.6% of white children are obese. So what can be done to reverse that trend? So here's a suggestion that some local doctors have given. We want to be sure we're having a healthy relationship with food. Amanda asked. That's her name. Okay. Amanda asked, diabetes education coordinator at Northwest Texas Healthcare System. That, she says, that we're eating a variety and we're eating often. So the thing that I would suggest is encourage kids to eat well and also encourage them to go outside and do stuff. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people just, whenever they don't want to deal with their kids, they just hand them a device. Well, why don't you have your kids run their energy off outside? I mean, they can do that. If you got a fenced in backyard, let them run around outside. If you live out in the country, let them run around outside. I know this from experience. I lived out in the country. It's fun to be outside. I remember whenever it was summer, dead of summer, it's really hot outside, we would still be required as kids to go outside for 30 plus minutes, maybe more, so that we would get some activity. It was a good thing. And there's other articles that back up what My High Plains is talking about. If we go to a website that I can no longer access because it kicked me off. Anyways, there's another website that talked about this, and I'll just go with whatever My High Plains is talking about here. So here's what My High Plains had to continue with. This is a quote from a lady named Christine Garner, who is also a professor of pediatrics at Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center. Here's what she had to say. Being aware of what's in your foods can be really helpful in making healthful decisions. Dr. Garner explained that skipping meals isn't the answer either. I disagree with that, but that's just by personal experience. Part of the problem that we have is we do this thing where it's a one-size-fits-all solution, and that isn't really the case for a lot of people. A lot of people aren't the same. Our genetics are not all the same. So I would suggest that for kids at least, yes, they do need all three meals. They need the energy, but what they also need is better eating options. And what we got right now is not good eating options. Of course, one thing I have observed is that a lot of snacking food has gotten very expensive. If you want to save a lot of money, just don't buy a lot of the snacking food. That's a great way to save money. It's a great way to get your kids to be in good condition. And also, encourage your kids to get into sports. And this is by personal experience. I was encouraged to go into go into sports whenever I was a teenager, and I didn't listen. And I've been fighting weight ever since because of that. So that's on me. I should have listened. And when I'm a dad, I'm gonna make my kids do sports. There's not really gonna be much of an option. That whatever sport they enjoy doing, I will gladly push them into doing it because kids need activity. They need extracurricular activity. They like being with people, and unfortunately, when you have screens and stuff to influence the kids, you get stuff like body positivity that gets pushed on them, and so just an just another way for people to it's just it's not good. It really isn't. We need to spend less time on screens. We need to stop pushing screens in our kids' faces, and we need to actually get them out and be active. So anyway, that's my soapbox for the day. That's what I wanted to talk about. Sorry I couldn't get the other article to work. It's not my best moment in this video, but that's okay. Anyways, so anyway, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Please remember to like, share, subscribe to this channel. YouTube likes participation. So thank you very much, and sayonara.